Nobody can hear you. You're not even
All right.
there.
Are we live today? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh,
So
yeah, we're
now,
live.
now,
Now we're
right
live.
now, yeah. Now on my end it says live when we're live.
Good morning, everyone. It
Oh
is
my
March
goodness!
1st, 2022, and Daphne and
Already,
I are here. Daphne is,
I'm.
well, is
I
in a
don't know.
mood. It's weird.
Yeah. I'm in a mood today. Yeah. It's the first. I'm in a mood today. I mean, the
Rabbit,
first.
rabbit.
What?
Rabbit, rabbit.
Oh, oh, that thing, right? It's yeah, I remember. Like I said, I think yeah, the gods are talking to us today. So
All right,
so
guys.
I need all the help I can get.
Oh, we have an intro. Check it out.
We do. Yes, we do.
Do it.
Your favorite podcast, it's Critical Blast.
Woohoo! All right.
Wow.
Oh,
Yeah.
lost the card. Wow.
What?
You ready to drop it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Might as well.
What's up, folks?
Oh my goodness. So, before we get started, everybody wish Boss Lady a happy birthday. Today is her birthday. So, happy birthday, Nita.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think, yeah, today is one of those days, so it might as well be your birthday on top of it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, no, really. This is the first February was so busy for me. Usually I have these anxiety attacks at the end of the month. And I've been so
Yeah.
busy. Now it's like, no, today's the day.
Whew. February slipped by, that sneaky fucking bastard.
And it's only
Every year, it tries to
Yeah.
kill me. I swear to God. Every year, and this year, it.
Right. It really tested you
Fuck
this year.
you, February. Oh, yeah.
Right.
still
And it's
karma.
it's like 2 days short. That's all it is. That's the difference 2 days make. Yeah.
Hmm.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so I guess I guess we might as well try to get this started. So oh, good morning everybody. Hello. My name is Daphne Lage, and I'm a cartoonist, illustrator, and comic book artist from New York. I have been self-publishing comics since 1992, and I am known for the funny animal fantasy adventure Tall Tales, which I have right here, and my medieval fantasy soap opera, Egoraven, Heir of the First Unicorn. Look at that. I'm still setting up my trying to figure out my new setup here, so bear with me.
You getting it, Lage.
So-
You getting it.
I'm getting it. Yeah, it's like so. Yeah, so I'm known for these two wonderful books that you can read both of them online at my websites Tall Tales TILS online.com and egoworks.com. And if you're watching on Facebook and Twitter, you can also check out all my videos on how I make my comics on YouTube at Daphne Lage, Lage Art. And just so, it's like I don't, I've been making Nita try to say her new titles without laughing. So now it's my turn. And on top of everything, I got a promotion. I am now the chief creative officer of the Raging 2 network.
You're my
And
co.
the only reason I stumbled on that was because I wrote it down on a Post-it, and it looks like I wrote Chief Creature Officer. So I'll take both titles.
We'll take whatever.
I'll take both. I'll take both titles.
And executive pornographers. Like,
right, exactly.
Yeah.
An official pornographer of the Ragin 2 network.
Oh my god.
So, and from that hot mess of an intro, on to the birthday boss lady, Nita. Tell the peoples who you are.
My name is Nita Lanning, and I am your indie queen. I am CEO of Ragin Services and Promotions and executive producer of Ragin 2 Broadcast Network.
Yeah, and it's like, yeah, we just need to get you. Actually, a crown. It's crown is not good enough. You need, like, I don't know, maybe like a top hat with goggles or something.
Or two.
Yeah, yeah. Somebody get Nita a dragon. That's
and we're sponsored by New Amsterdam and Crayola the Crayon.
Well, not officially. Not officially. You know, maybe if we build up our views a bit, we can get sponsored by Michaels or something.
God, that would be fucking epic, right?
You know, it's like, we can give out coupons for Tombow pens or something. I don't know. Oh my goodness. So like I said, today's a day. Today I'm having my I usually it's my end of the month freak out. And like I said, I've been so busy that I'm having it today.
Aw.
You know, I mean, it's that, which is actually kind of works out for us because today's a good day to talk about scheduling.
It is. I was going to say, I wonder if it's related to the vast schedule change we talked about yesterday. Because that's a part of it too. You planned it, you know.
Yeah, you know, but that's also the reason why I like planning stuff. Well, I don't like it, but so yesterday I was talking to Nita about arranging my schedule for Kickstarter. And for those of you who don't know, like a gluton, a billion points for anyone who knows where that's from. I did my Kickstarter campaigns 5 years in advance. So I literally have, well, now it's less than 5 years. I have my my Kickstarters planned out till 2025. And yesterday I decided to make some changes to it because in the end it's like by planning out my stuff this much in advance, I'm able to make changes where I need to when things just come up differently.
Right.
You know, so the thing with Kickstarter is always taking into account like timing. What's the best timing for things? You know, and that's, you know, and we
Christmas is not it.
Yeah, I you know, it's like we get we see comments like this all the time. When's the best time to launch a Kickstarter? You know, like where
when it's complete.
Right. Well, yeah, and all of that, you know. Actually, before I get, see, this is how much of a hot mess I am, because it's like I didn't even do any housekeeping. I didn't even do anything. I didn't even talk to the chat. You know, I didn't even acknowledge the people in the chat.
Hello, chat.
Hello, chat.
Mike, Jimmy, so George, Donna, Michaela. Let's see.
Right.
Whitney. Yeah, that's it so far.
Right.
Hello,
yeah.
It's
like, but they're all busy in there. They're all busy in the chat. You know, and yes, and hello and welcome to the 4 people who are watching us right now. And like I said, if you're watching us from Facebook or Twitter, please join us on YouTube so you can join all the cool kids in the chat.
I will be pulling from Facebook and YouTube in about a month. We're just doing this to we want to redirect traffic to our channel.
Yeah.
Like,
so
our channel,
please,
plural.
Yeah. You know, come on over to YouTube and join us. subscribe, like, share, the whole thing to make the algorithm gods happy. And yeah, and also don't forget to look in the show notes where we have links to long shots.
Links to links.
Yeah, links to links. We have long shots on Indiegogo. You can still sign up for their pre-launch and get a poker chip if you back on the first day. So you get a special collector poker chip. Egoraven, Heir of the First Unicorn, issues 1 through 4. The pre-launch is still is also, the link is also in the show notes below. That launches March 14th, which is also one of the reasons why I'm beginning to panic. Because the closer I get to a launch date, the more it's like, oh, god damn it. Where'd the time go? And also, if you check out the links in the chat that I posted before the show, there is also a link to the Oswald Chronicles. That campaign will be starting up soon. So sign up for the mailing list so that you also get notified when that goes live. Because, unlike me, JD, he's a hot button. He'll press that button any day without telling anybody.
He's a hot fucking mess. He is just like, he's the wild card. That's why, like, in his description for his show notes that I made for him when he streams to our channel, it's like, okay, Sundays at 7:30. And then, like, whenever the fuck he feels like.
Right, yeah, exactly. Because it's like, that's, but again, it's like, this is also going to be part of our discussion about scheduling, because he works a job outside of the house. So that also affects how he's able to do things. And also, like I said, I'm still in the middle of setting up my new setup. So I apologize if you're just as annoyed with the ring light being reflected in my glasses as I am. I'm still working on getting my lighting back and putting it together. So, yeah, exactly.
He does. Dude, I swear, called me 2 days, messaged me 2 days before he launched. I thought he was talking a week out, I swear to God. He called me on a fucking messaged me on a Saturday, and I'm like, when are we doing this? And he said Monday, and I was looking, and it was like, I said the following Monday's date, and he said, no, Monday. And I'm like, I should have known better. Better.
So I'm still working on my setup. So please ignore, ignore just as I'm trying to ignore the ring light reflected in my glasses. So I guess, everything you need to know about us and all our campaigns and everything is in the show notes. So,
or the expanded show notes, which is on the Ragin Promos channel or page.
Yes, there you go. Because
there's a link.
You guys have a lot of campaigns.
Yes,
there's a lot of campaigns out there, so we can't possibly, shout everybody out. Although I do want to shout.
No,
Sam
I actually have a
his
system, and I'll tell them.
Oh, okay.
Your family or you pay to get in the show.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
Rules.
Right. And I'd like to give a shout out to Sam for putting up with us yesterday. It was a really good show with him on. And and I've been actually thinking about some of the things that he said about his campaign and what he was, like, especially the part about the reason why people wait until the last day is so that their credit cards get charged soon after. Right. Because if a campaign closes the next day, then they know it's paid for. Yep. And I'm like going, how did I not see that? Of course, that makes complete sense.
All the more reason to understand. God, I wish I could express this to people. Like this is the one place. Like, I swear to God, Meredith and I butted heads so fucking bad. When you run a short campaign, there is a trudge through those 2 fucking weeks if you're running 4 weeks. Okay. Yes, it is fucking painful. It's excruciating. Whatever. Blah 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 blah. But you are excluding an entire pay period from your campaign. You're going to miss, even if it's 1 or 2. You're going to miss backers. Right. Like, fucking commit to that month, guys, and hit it hard and from behind. No, for real. Thank you, Donna. Thank you.
Oh yeah, bye, Donna. Enjoy your lunch date. So yeah. So do you have any housekeeping to mention before we
I
start?
submitted for the LLC, and
Oh yes, you did major adulting.
I did, and I
Yeah,
even
right.
protected the YouTube channel by listing it. So yeah,
All right.
yeah, come at me,
A
bro.
plus.
Marv.
A plus adulting.
That's the first time I've ever gotten an A+ in anything in my entire life.
You're
Hi, Carl.
serious. You know
Take
you're
that woman for
serious
food.
when you're telling the government, yes, I will pay taxes on this bullshit.
I will pay taxes on this bullshit. And it offers a level of protection not only for myself but for my people.
Right.
Anybody that would be considered a representative of myself, like you and the guys, like whatever. If the guys want to offend somebody and they want to come at them trying to say or sue for defamation of character and try to come against us as a company, then they pretty much can fuck themselves. Like, I mean the level of protection I paid for is yeah, we're good.
Yeah. I mean, defamation
just don't
of
kill
character
anybody and we're all right.
Well, that's true. Yes, true. Yeah, we do not condone murderizing people. But defamation of character is kind of a weird thing because I always think that it's like, if you're so concerned about your character,
very common law.
How about don't be a shitty person?
Yeah, thank you. And I understand
if you're
that it does happen
about how people think of you and talk of you, don't be a shitty person. It's that simple.
But
if you're not a shitty person, you would think, right?
You would think. But then you have those shitty people that want to go run their mouths and talk shit about good people. Because I can think of 2 people right now, or 3 people right now,
think of a whole
in
bunch
our
of people.
immediate circle whose characters have been put through the fucking ringer over several months, and they're good people.
It's funny because it's like I have I've mentioned her before. I have this crazy cat lady that tests that's been testing the neighborhood's patience for like 8 years or something, like literally screaming in people's windows and stuff. That's why when Meredith would always say, "Don't peek in my windows," and it's like, yeah, I already got a crazy bitch doing that. It's like, we got to talk about that. Mike. So this woman is like, she's actually mentally ill. That's the problem, so it's like, there's only so much anybody can do with her, but what she likes to do is, like, she likes to stand on the corner and make up shit about all the neighbors, me included. I mean, she makes my life sound more exciting than it really is.
But you have to make it more adventurous. What is she accusing you of?
Oh, that I run a motorcycle sex ring.
Oh, shit, Daphne. Than I thought.
Right, yeah, I was like, oh, hello. And that it's like, I have like a whole ring of boyfriends who steal the neighborhood cats away from her.
Oh, do they now? Oh.
Yes, they do. Right, because if you're going to have a ring of male sex slaves, I'm going to have them steal cats and not Rob Cartier or something.
See, this is a comic strip waiting to happen, bro. The Simpsons don't have shit on your cat lady.
Right. So, because of her, I actually looked up slander and libel laws. Not that I was really concerned about people believing this story, but you end up going down a rabbit hole anyway.
Slander's difficult.
Because I think like libel is written, right? Yes, but slander is that's the one that it's like, oh, you're brain. You're challenging. I guess you're ruining someone's reputation.
Right.
I think slander. I guess that's the accusation, right?
Yeah, it's an attack on character.
And according to the law, the reason why it's so difficult to actually prove slander is that one of the main requirement for that is that you actually have you must have a reputation worth protecting.
Oh, well, fuck. Man, I just wasted $400.
So So that's the thing. So it's like, so when the crazy cat lady is saying that she's gonna sue me for slander, it's like, bitch, you're a nutter. You don't have a reputation to protect.
No, but see, here's the thing. Yes, slander's hard to prove, but it's also one of the most common lawsuits. And this little extra fee they tag to it makes it so simple. Somebody wants to call for slander, defamation, whatever.
Right.
It's like it's never gonna. If it makes it past the agent, it's not making it past the lawyer, and it's certainly not gonna come across my desk. So it's nothing I have to fucking worry about.
No, exactly.
You know,
no,
and I dotted all our I's, crossed all our T's. We fucking got this shit.
Right. It's a good thing we know how to spell. So that was just a rabbit hole that I ended up going down. Good morning, Joe. Watching. Good morning, Joe.
You're late, sir. I'm just playing. You can pop in whenever you want. Give us a like and bounce. That's cool too. Right. And while you guys are surfing here, go through the show notes on the different shows on the channel. If you were streaming from Ragin 2 to watch JD Calderon the other night, his link is the very first link in there. Go follow him on his personal channel. Daphne's links are in the show notes and on the expanded and on Twitter. Right. Yeah. Like I really hoed you out. I might have over-hoed you, but it doesn't matter. Go get her.
It's all business. It's like your pleasure is my business.
That is, wow.
Right.
That's the highest thing you've ever said to me, Daphne.
Well, 1 billion points for anybody who knows where that line is from. So.
Quote it again.
Huh?
Quote it again.
Your pleasure is my business.
God, why do I know that?
Because I bet you do know what it is.
Oh, what the fuck? I know that fucking line. All right, keep going. I'm gonna figure it out.
Okay. All right. So we actually got a question.
We did a
legit
DMs. Question.
We did. We got
a
legit
make shit
question. Up. Yeah, exactly. We were a little surprised. It's like that. It's like, wow, someone actually wants to hear our deranged opinion on things. So, right, okay, so George, so yes, George, I'm going to I'm going to get to that. Why I was changing Kickstarters. So here. Okay, so we actually got a question, and I'm going to pop the question up so that everybody can see. Huh? Right. Well, I thought it would be nice. So this was the question that we got. There we go. So have you got? Now, mind you, it was part of a longer email, and I thought that this, I'd narrow it down to the actual question, actual, But have you guys ever touched on the topic of scheduling your writing time? I think most would agree that writing is a beast and the most difficult aspect of the process. Some insight from others as to how they work would be great. It sometimes feels like a free-for-all when I sit down to write. Keep up the great work, and thank you for doing what you do. Well, thank you, Rob.
Thank you very much, Rob.
For your first, for the first official question of the show. So he's talking specifically about writing, but the thing is, though, I think that the advice that I'm going to be spouting can apply to a lot of things. But let me start off with George's thing, because I did start rambling about that. So yes, so I started rearranging my Kickstarters. So what I had originally scheduled was I'd like to alternate between Tall Tales and Egoraven. Tall Tales, Egoraven. Because that's just kind of how my OCD works. Like I like proper patterns, right? But I started really thinking about a lot of the information that I've been hearing lately about.
Okay, stop, or I'm never going to be able to pay attention. We have to pause here. What the fuck is the quote from? It's killing my brain.
Oh, okay. It's like Your Pleasure Is My Business. Dolly Parton, best whorehouse in Texas.
God damn. Okay. Okay. All right. We can move on now.
The best little whorehouse in Texas.
Oh my God. That's
You know,
one of my
come on. It's like, come on. It's like
Fuck.
Dolly Parton, Dom DeLuise, Burt Reynolds. Come
Yes.
on.
Oh my God. Like, how did I fail you? I'm so sorry, Mom. All right, go on.
Okay. So, all right. So
Fuck.
So I had wanted to alternate between the two books. But the thing is like I was really looking at my schedule and I was really unhappy with some of the later dates that I had chosen. Especially with a last book, which I was going to end the year on a Tall Tales book in November, December. Problem was, it was a little too much close to the holidays. And
A lot too close to the holidays.
a lot too close. And it's like, oh, hey, Jake. Oh, absolutely.
All this kink. All this kink.
Yeah. And you know we don't kink shame here. So, so I've been staring at this calendar for like the past week, going, okay, how can I do this? How can I do this? How can I do this? So for this, so it's like I had 2 Tall Tales books and 2 Egoraven books scheduled for 2022.
Right.
And then I'm sitting here staring at the calendar and I go, you know what? I really, really, really want to put out an extra Egoraven book this year. But I can't fit it on the calendar the way it is. So for this year, of course I have Egoraven issue 4 in March. I have the Tall Tales Volume 4 trade in June. And so then I have Egoraven Volume 1 that was originally for September. And then I had another Tall Tales book in November, but late November. And then I realized, okay, I have 2 problems here. I decided I wanted to get Egoraven issue 5 out this year. Because it's done-ish.
Right.
I just have to color correct the flats. But okay. I really wanted to get that. I just got a bug in my ear that's like I really needed to get this book out. But I didn't want to put it over the holidays either.
No.
Where that Tall Tales book was. So after talking to Nita, I decided that I was going to push that last Tall Tales book into 2023, replace it with Egoraven 5, but then bring the Volume 1 and Egoraven 5 schedule up by a couple of weeks. Or is it's up, right? It's forward, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, back.
Up by a couple of weeks.
Back.
No. Back would be if we push
back would, okay, never
forward.
mind.
Yeah.
Never mind. Okay.
So then that way, so now it's like I have, Tall Tales Volume 4 is still coming out in June. But now, instead of September, I have Egoraven Volume 1 launching late August. And then Egoraven issue 5 is launching early November. So that even though I cross over Thanksgiving, I don't fall into Christmas.
Yeah, that's the one.
So she agreed. So Nita agreed that this was a better schedule because it seems that avoiding those 2 weeks before Christmas is going to make the difference.
Yeah, because you had Tall Tales going 3 days past Christmas,
right?
So New Year's Eve.
Yeah,
really.
And that might not be the best
New Year's
time to
Eve.
ask people to spend money on Christmas Day.
No.
So yeah, that's why. So because I had these things scheduled in advance, I was able to really look at my calendar and, yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. I was able to sit around and play around with the dates because it wasn't official. I didn't announce it. The only dates that Kickstarter dates that I announced was Egoraven 4 in March. So this way, I'm a lot happier with the schedule.
Yes, you were buying of Egoraven on August 22nd, and you're gonna fight me to be backer number 1. Challenge accepted.
So that's the benefit of scheduling, things in advance so that you can move things around when you have to.
Yeah.
And also because of that, I'm hoping that by staying off of the holidays, then I can actually maybe not get the holiday rush in printing that usually happens.
Right.
So maybe I'd be able to get my books before Christmas, as opposed to last one where I had to wait for two campaigns, the books for 2 campaigns to deliver at the same time, first week of January, because everybody was just so swamped for the holidays. We had ordered.
Was this last year? Like,
it was. Yeah,
that was the most
it was
insane
this
thing I've ever
past one.
seen, because I've never seen that mad rush during the holidays, and I swear to God, that was the first time. Like, it let off right towards the end of December, because it was like right when I started to get into panic mode, because Mary was getting sick and the work was like.
Right.
That's when it started to back off, like mid-December. But up until that point, it was just.
Yeah, it was Tall Tales Volume 3 and Oswald
the Trade
1.
Paper Act. Okay, yeah.
So it was a combination of the holidays and the paper shortage, and we ended up getting both of our orders.
Oh my God.
It's like I ended up getting both of those orders around the second week of January, because of it. So I'm hoping this time around I can try to avoid that. So so that there's just a lot of things that you have. People think that you could just put together a Kickstarter and it's easy and you just let it go and that's it. And it's like, no, this requires a lot of planning.
No.
So so we're just hitting the half-hour mark.
Throw a bump.
And it's like, well, funny that you mentioned Ragin again, that you mentioned Ragin and Nancy, because it's like, it seems like the world is determined to relive the Cold War. So, fun times we live in, right? Those that don't know the past are determined to repeat it poorly. So we're at the half-hour mark, and why don't we show some love, and then we'll seriously tackle the question
that
was given to us. Yeah.
So you guys leave now before we get educational and go check out these dudes.
It's Monty Moore. I'm a 30-year comics veteran in comics, games, and movies, and you've been watching one of my absolute favorite podcasts, Catch the Craze.
You are watching Catch the Craze.
What am I listening to?
And you're listening to Catch the Craze.
Where are all the indies at? A Catch the Craze podcast. What are you watching?
I'm watching Catch the Craze.
What are you going to do?
Subscribe now to Catch the Craze, the #1 show online for independent.
Have you subscribed to?
If you are an independent, catch the craze! Making moves on your own, catch the craze! On your grind in the streets, catch the craze! Join the movement, catch the craze!
Hi, I am Joe D. McPhee. I am the host of From the Desk of a Small Press Publisher, and I want to cordially invite you to watch our show Saturdays at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. On our show, we will have different guests as well as talk about the comic book industry and pop culture. And every so often, I might actually do a drawing session or a 3D rendering session every here and there. So once again, I want to invite you to watch From the Desk of a Small Press Publisher right here on the broadcast channel that you're looking at, whether it be Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Hope to see you there, and make certain that you catch From the Desk of a Small Press Publisher at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. Thanks.
Okay, so just a little refresher. So this is the question that we're referring to, and yes. So the way I look at it, as being both an artist and a somewhat writer, a very hyper-focused writer.
You don't give yourself enough credit as a writer.
So so I like to consider them both as being equally important for me to make time for. And being the first of the month, scheduling is on my mind. Like there's like I said, it's usually like the end of the month where I panic over, it's like, okay, what do I need to get done for next month?
Well, this is the end of the month. February's stupid.
Well, yes, true. Like it was 2 days too short. So in general, it's like I think it's very important to have a schedule of everything that you need to do. Sometimes it looks a little overwhelming. That's the thing. So I usually like to plan a month's worth of work. So, right? So that at least I know what I need to get done in the next 30 days. Right. But also it's like, or I can focus more on, okay, I know I have to finish this project. What do I have to do for this project to finish it? So I technically have, like, to start off with, I make like 2 different lists pretty much to keep myself organized, because I have to. It's like what he said. It's like, because if you sit down, if you don't have a plan for this, it's a free for all, and you're just going to end up with decision paralysis and end up doing nothing, or your procrastination is going to kick in, and you're just going to be sitting at your screen all day and accomplishing nothing. So I put together 2 lists. Me. So I put together 2 lists. One is my project list. It's literally all the projects, individual projects that I need to get done and what I need to do for these projects. And then my other is my to-do list. So this is, we're going to get to that. We're going to get to that, Mike, because actually it's like, when you're working an outside job, which I have, I have done that. It's been a while since I've had an outside job, but I have done it. This becomes more important because you really do need to schedule your time if you're going to fit in your creative work around your whatever, like whatever outside work you're doing. So this is my to-do list. This is to-do list. This is my project list. So on my project list, I literally have all the books that I have to work on. All the books I have to work on. How many pages? What exactly I'm doing with the book. Because I have some is the complete book. Pencils, ink, colors. Some of them I'm just... Like some projects, I just have pencils. This one is a color. I have to color this. It depends on what stage I am in the process. And then here's, so I have, I'm currently working on Egoraven issue 7. So I have it listed here that I'm doing Egoraven issue 7 pencils.
Oh my God, by page.
And then by page,
Jesus.
And then I mark it off as I finish the pencils. And to me, pencils aren't finished until I have them scanned in the computer, and I have them and I have the lettering overlaid on it, so that I can print out my sample to work. So I can print my samples, so I can work on the next page. So then that's when I cross it off. So that's my project list. So that's the first breakdown. Then I have my to-do list, where it's all the other things I need to do on top of this, but they're not necessarily like projects per se. You know what? Why not both? To tell you the truth, scheduling. For me, I need the organization to. Oh, what? No,
Daphne, I'm sorry. I was making fun of you when you weren't looking.
No. Oh well, So it's kind of like both. I need the organization so that I know where to focus. That's the thing. It's like, so for me, one leads to the other. So it's like, so I have my to-do list so that so I know, okay, then it's like, what projects do I need to get done in March? Like, I have a couple of things I absolutely have to get done by the end of March. So I know those are priority.
But how do you do that as a writer? Like, that
so
me.
So the thing is, though,
make myself write.
So here's the thing. So now it's like for me, the pencils, and once I'm at pencils, I'm past the writing part. For writing, right, which is technically a little easier because it's more portable, because I've also written on my phone as well when I had to.
Half shit.
Right, So I always go by something that JD always talks about in terms of trying to fit in writing no matter what's going on. No, and that's the thing. No matter what's going on in your day, you can find an hour. So at bare minimum, find an hour that you're going to dedicate to your writing. Whether it's the hour before you go to work, it's the hour on the bus. Like I said, you can write on your phone, and I've done this, But he carries a note. You see, but this is the thing, though. Don't chase a muse. This is also another thing, too. Don't chase the muse. This goes...
Why are you judging me so much right now? God.
This goes towards a book that I didn't finish reading, but pretty much the basis of the book is that action, motivation is not really motivation. Motivation follows action,
right?
Not the other way around. So if you're waiting to feel like you need to write, you're not going to write.
But I can sit there. I've done it before. I swear to God. I will sit here with a fucking pen in my hand, and I will click it until it's done. I will sit here and scrape the paint off of a pencil. Nothing happens. Nothing. And it's just like... And then sometimes I pick up the pen and it's just right, and it's in my head. That's why I always have something to write on, because if I schedule it out, it sometimes it's hit or miss. But most of the time it's a miss, because it's like... I'm an emotional writer.
Right. Well, you see, this is the thing too. So that's where the organization comes in.
I mean, unless it's like some stupid ad.
Because here's the thing. What's the difference in your mentality when you have to do something as opposed to feeling like doing something?
Well, when I have to do something, there's an urgency.
Right. So if we're talking about writing something, like sometimes it's best to force yourself to create a sense of urgency by putting something on the schedule that requires it.
Oh, I would fucking fail. That is setting myself up to fail. Like, I am straight up. It's
well, you see, that's the thing. This is kind of where the practice comes in, because I know exactly what you're talking about. And it's like, and that's actually the reason why I have all my Kickstarters scheduled for 2025. Because I could just as easily, because when I was doing Egoraven as a webcomic, that I just put up whenever I felt like it, I put it up whenever I felt like it. That's why I only have I only have 5 issues. And now it's like I have to start, and that's why I'm working on issue 6 and 7 and whatnot. It's like, I could have had those technically done years ago, but I didn't have a focus for any of that. Although it could also be said too that I don't think the work would have come together the way it did unless I was doing it now. Like there's just something about the moment that really made everything click. So, your mileage may vary on that. But the thing is that by putting these books on a schedule, I have a Kickstarter schedule for all the books until 2025. It forces me to focus on getting these books done. So, which means that it goes on my list. It's like, okay, I know I have to spend time like writing a new issue or something, or putting this issue together. So, all right, I know I have this coming up, this book coming up. I need to have this done for that book. So what I'm trying to do is kind of like trying to hyper focus my thoughts because I have that deadline, so that I can actually at least get an hour's worth of work on it. The thing is, though, it's practice. That's the thing. You see, that's the. It's a weird thing, you see, because we're talking about like trying. Yeah, it's like I understand. It's like we're trying to force creative writing, but there comes a point
when I'm forced to creatively write. Okay, so when I'm forced to creatively write for a fucking blog, which some blogs I choose to do, and they're mine, they're my own. I write them when the moment hits. But a lot of them are fucking paid gigs, and they pay pretty well for some dumb bullshit, 3, 6, 900 words, whatever. I can force that. Like, I can sit down and be like, okay, I need to do this because this motherfucker is going to pay me and I don't give a fuck about it. So just make sure the commas are in the right place, the I's are dotted, T's are crossed, and I can spit that shit out. But when it comes to my own, I swear, like, it's not I cannot, like, it just does not come out. Like, I will literally drive myself insane trying to force it out.
Well,
or I end up with some babbling fucking poem that sounds like Eminem, where I'm like, how do I even word this vomit, and start spilling shit,
Well, okay, so but this is the thing, though. At what point do you decide that it's not worth existing?
Well, geez, Daphne, I wasn't going that deep. Fuck.
But the thing is, though, you see, the thing is, though, there comes a point where it's like you kind of need to coax it out, or it never gets birthed. It's the people who they spend all their time world building and never writing their novel. It's the people who keep redoing their issue ones over and over and over again. I mean, that's the thing. But that's also something too, Joe. That's also something too. How much does your work inspire you? Yes, thank you, Jake. Yeah, exactly. It's like that's kind of important too, because it's like you can force inspiration if you're getting paid for it.
But it's not even inspirational to me, though. It's not. Like, the novel I'm working on now, like I'm not even going to lie, in the beginning, the first 3,000 words was a fucking struggle. Now, when I'm writing on it, I'm averaging 25 to 38 in an hour or so.
Right.
But it's so rare. But I have to be in that moment. I have to be in that mindset, because if I'm not there in the world that I'm creating, in my headspace, I'm not going to get the dialogue's not going to sound right. The description is going to be shit.
But maybe that's the issue, though, that your world isn't real enough for you yet.
Maybe so.
Because
honestly, it was a forced project. Like, it wasn't, I don't write horror.
Right. Yeah, and that doesn't help either, because it's like if someone told me I needed to write, I needed to write something that I'm not interested in, I'd have a hard time. but it's like that's that's kind of why I hesitate calling myself a writer, because like, okay, if you ask me to write Egoraven stuff, I'm on that shit. But if you ask me, it's like, oh, here's a random prompt, it's like
that shit makes me sick.
I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it unless I can incorporate it. It's Egoraven somehow.
That was something that drove me crazy about fucking Meredith. She would fucking take a prompt. I swear to God, she would like look at 2 objects, name them, and do challenges.
No,
and, like,
it's like
99
JD's
words
the same
for 3,000. Like, how the fuck do you?
Right. Yeah, like JD's the same way.
That's demonic.
He can, like, just look at things, and then it's like he could just come up with like a completely random story that has nothing to do with Oswald.
I knew he was sus. I knew he was sus. That's demonic. That's demonic stuff.
But the thing is though, is like, if you're talking about, it's, you see, that's the thing though, because it's like, it's like if you want to write, you have to write. That's the thing. And it's like, and you have to write whether you feel like it or don't feel like I said, it's like, you don't chase the muse or else you'll never write. And I understand creative integrity, like, it's like, oh, you want to keep your creative integrity, it's like, oh, I want to be inspired, I want to be, sometimes you have to work at that. It's like you need to build that foundation. Like, every house starts off as a concrete slab. Nobody looks at a concrete slab, and thinks, oh, it's like, it's a slab, but it's like, but once you start, you put up the walls, the roof, the doors, it's like, then all of a sudden people are like going, oh, I can do something with this. When people talk about houses with character type of thing, and which I always, which always drove me crazy, because it's like, the house doesn't have character. You bring character to the house. Just because it's like a white wall doesn't mean it doesn't have character. It means that you haven't brought character to that white wall yet. So sometimes you have to hammer out the foundation of a story, and for you to build momentum to being creatively inspired by it. I mean, because honestly, I think that's what happened with Egoraven with me. It's like, I was fussing with it for all these years. The pandemic hit. I was forced to sit down and literally like think about, what am I doing with everything? And then all of a sudden it just started coming together. All of a sudden, in 6 months, I had all 15 issues.
It's because you write and draw, Jake.
But the thing is, but again, it's like, that's something you have to build on top of. And that's the thing. And the thing is, and this is all the stuff we have to fight, which is why you can put an hour aside to write something, write anything. It's like you're building your foundation. It's like, that's the thing. It's like, you see, and that's the thing. It's going to be a slow process if you're not into it. Yes, right. It's going to be grueling. I'm not going to say it's easy, but you can take an hour of your day. If you can watch TV, you can write. You're sitting there passively watching the results of someone else putting in the work. If you can sit there and do that, you can take that hour and dedicate it to your own work. No one is saying this is easy. Okay? I mean, that's the thing. It's not easy. It's not inspiring. It's not going to be. But the thing is, though, is that you have to build your foundation so that the muse will come. I mean, okay, maybe it's not the answer everyone is looking for, but Yeah, sometimes you
There
do
are
need to
no
force
wrong
it.
answers here.
You know, it's like sometimes you do need to force it. If you want to write, if you say you're a writer, you need to be writing regardless. If you say you're a comic book artist, you need to be drawing. No matter what. Even if it's grabbing a sketchbook for an hour and doing the shittiest little doodles in there for an hour, you're doing something. You're getting those juices flowing. You're getting, you're getting that muscle memory going. It's the same thing with exercise. It's like, look, I keep hearing about this runner's high shit. I don't believe it. I've never experienced
runner's diarrhea is real, though. It happened to my brother. It was kind of hilarious.
Oh, well, yeah, I'm not questioning that. That's for sure. I've only felt really good afterwards. After I've stopped. Okay. I mean, that's the thing. But I have to get through that slog of actually running the 4 miles to get to it. Afterwards, I feel great. Maybe, I don't know if maybe that's the runner's high. I don't know. It's the stopping high, that's for sure. It's the, exercise makes you feel better. How awful type of thing. So if you want to write, take that hour, dedicate an hour to that, and do anything.
11 a.m. Eastern.
11 a.m. Eastern.
That's my time.
Oh, okay. Dedicate that hour to write, but write anything. Because you have to be writing. Get that started. It's kind of like the way, some artists talk about warm-up sketches. I've never understood that because I didn't used to do that, but this is something I find myself doing. I have a sketchbook next to my drawing table. That's where the doodles come from. The doodles are me fucking around before and after I'm actually working, because I have to get that moving, get it started, and then get that energy going, and then I can actually do the work. But yeah, it's like if you were expecting kind of like an easy answer, well, the easy answer is take an hour and dedicate that time to whatever it is you're trying to do, whether it's writing or drawing a comic or just whatever. And it's like, yeah, it's like, well, I mean, you know what? It's, it depends on where you go on the internet, because I use the internet a lot for research, and that's a whole other rabbit hole. But, so, yes. It's like, but yeah, the easy answer is take an hour, dedicate an hour to whatever it is you're trying to make time for. Because whatever you make time for is what's important to you. I mean, that's kind of the long and the short of it. Is
Morning,
yeah,
Ted.
It's like that's kind of how you have to look at it. It's like, if you take whatever you want, whatever you make important, you will make time for. If you're not writing, it's because you're not making it important. If you're not drawing, it's because you're not making it important. I mean, sometimes I make it so important, I can't enjoy watching TV. I can't enjoy, like reading things. It's like because I am so hyper-focused on my own stuff.
I have never been able to write in silence, ever.
Well, ever. Right. You see, I have to. I have to have
music.
Yeah.
Have to. And that used to drive Meredith crazy, because she'd be like, I'm sitting here, I'm trying, Nita, but you won't turn that shit down, and I'm transcribing what you're singing, and just
it's funny. It's like I'm the complete opposite. I can sit down in total silence. If I'm writing, I cannot listen to music. But if I'm drawing, I can listen to music all day. I guess it requires two different parts of my brain.
I absolutely
for
like
that.
I shut down in silence because
Right.
when noise creates a distraction, which
Uh-huh.
and it breaks up my thoughts just enough to where I can still put shit out. There's so much scrambled and trying to connect and go on at the same time when it's quiet that I like. No.
Yeah. But so that's kind of all I got, with that. I mean, it's like organization. Organization leads to the focus, the creative focus. But don't chase the muse, because you have to put in the effort to start first. Or at least look. In the end, it's like that's kind of how I look at it. That's how it ended up for me. Your mileage will vary. But you did ask. You did ask. So you're getting the answer that I'm giving you. So, I don't know, Nita. That's I don't know. I think my answer is a little bit too much tough love for everybody.
Yeah, I want to go cry. I'm injured. I need to lick my wounds.
The muse,
I liked you until 15 minutes ago.
The muses are fickle. The gods are not easily pleased. The gods are not easily pleased. Because grammar and spelling is something else completely different. Yeah, so yeah.
You ready to get the fuck out of here?
I'm ready because I got tons of work to do.
There's
I
your
gotta
advice.
hyper-focus.
Take it or leave it.
Exactly.
It's what we got. It's what we got.
It's
Next
all we
time,
got
maybe
here.
insult us for wearing too much makeup, having too much cleavage, or our we don't have those. Never
Right,
mind.
yeah,
Our angles, whatever.
We're
okay.
not we're not that type of show.
Yeah.
We don't play video games and and then complain that people are looking down our shirts or something. That's Twitch. You want to see that on Twitch?
Okay. And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, we will catch you guys tomorrow, but do tune in tonight to Ragin' 2 for the premiere episode of Dispatches from Outside of the Box
that's right.
with Stone Abdullah, C. Michael Lanning, and Randy Zimmerman. That will be streaming only to the Ragin' channels. That is our Ragin' exclusive. So please tune in at 9 p.m. Eastern tonight.
Awesome.
Thank you very much, and we're fucking out of here. Peace, guys.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Got anything inspirational or some dumb shit?
No, I think
Oh wait, I mean, so
eat your food,
moisturize,
hydrate,
Daphne.
moisturize,
Okay.
and do the work. In
right.
the end, that's what you need to do. Do the work.
Night. We're out of here.
This is the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Subscribe to us wherever you listen to your favorite podcast. Also catch us on the HWWS Web TV YouTube channel. Subscribe today and become part of